So we're starting from Surah Al-Tin. Last week we did an overview of the message, the contents from Surah Al-Tin to Surah Al-Bayyinah. So we'll translate, and then once we're done, maybe there's a few more things we can talk about. Yes.
It's for your life. I don't know if it's playing for your life.
What about it?
Is it playing?
Yeah, I just turned it on.
You just turned it. Okay, because same rating. It's not for me. It's for somebody that's on.
Okay.
Yeah.
It
is.
messed up, so I made a new live.
Okay.
Maybe that's what it is.
Okay. No, it's just, she just told me that they couldn't access.
Just started barely now, so maybe that message was from before I started.
Okay.
والتين by the fig, والزيتون by the olive, وطور سينين by Mount Sinai. All these are great words, so I'm not writing anything. وهذا البلد الأمين. And this, what's بلد الأمين? بلد is city. That's a new word for this surah. Amin is not new. What are the letters of Amin? Aman, which in Urdu means safety, peace. الذي آمنهم أطعمهم من جوع وآمنهم من خوف. Surah Quraysh. The one who made them safe from fear. So Amin means safe, especially for a city. What about a person? If a person is Amin, what does it mean for a person? It means trustworthy. Meaning it is safe to leave things with that person, you can trust them. It is safe to trust them. So Rasulullah, Sadiq al-Amin, the truthful and trustworthy. لقد is for emphasis. خلقنا الإنسان. خلقنا. Created. But what does the na do? Maybe it should have three of them. We. خلقنا matches نصبنا, which is we. This is on page 5 of the booklet. It's not in the reference sheets. So we created al-insan,
mankind,
the human being, في أحسن تقويم. So both of them are important words, and both of them are new. أحسن means the best.
yes.
There's two words for best. There's أحسن and حسنى. We're going to see that in Surah Al-Layl soon. تقويم. It's new, but maybe you know another word like it. We'll see. What do you think the root letters are? قوامة or قيامة. So يوم القيامة. What is قيامة? What is قيام الليل? Standing. So تقويم means a standing form. So the best we'll put standing. That's literally what it means, but it means standing form. And indeed, is there any other animal of the creation of Allah that can stand upright like human beings? No. Some animals try. Monkeys,
Kangaroo,
bears, kangaroos. Right? They get close, right? But nobody can stand upright. Like natural walking for us is upright. Do you think that's all Allah means? Allah created us to be able to stand upright. Of course, that's part of it. But Allah also means spiritually upright. A human being is able to do the best, is able to be the best as far as Allah is concerned in the way that they carry out their lives. ثم رددناه أسفل سافلين. رد is a new word. Brought back. So Allah tells the mother, Allah tells us that He did this for the mother of Musa alayhi salam. إِنَّا رَادُّوهُ إِلَيْكِ. We will bring it back to him. فَرَدَدْنَاهُ إِلَىٰ أُمِّهِ. We brought him back to his mother. How did Allah bring Musa back to his mother? You know the story of the basket, right? How did Allah return Musa to his mother?
To having a
The breastfeeding, yes. So that's this word. وَدَدْنَاهُ. Then we bring it back, or brought him back. Who's he?
You.
Insan. أَسْفَلَ سَافِلِينَ. These are not words you're going to see much in the Quran. The lowest of the low. Actually, I recited it yesterday. Surah Al-Saffat. When people tried to throw Ibrahim in the fire. فَأَرَادُوا بِهِ كَيْدًا فَجَعَلْنَاهُمُ الْأَسْفَلِينَ. We made them the lowest of all. Asfal. So the human being is the best as far as his standing. Even in English we say the best standing. It's not just necessarily just standing upright. It's also the best standing in the eyes of somebody, in the eyes of Allah. From that, Allah brings him, this human being, to the lowest of the low. SubhanAllah. So the default is that the fitrah makes the human being the best, but the reality is that the human being living in this world will end up going to the lowest possible status. Except the only way to keep that fitrah, that highest level, that highest standing, the only way to keep it is except الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا. Those
people
believe وَعَمِلُوا الصَّالِحَاتِ and do righteous deeds. Simple. Believe and do righteous deeds. Anything righteous. Definitely, staying from Maghrib to Isha in the masjid, to learn a little bit of Quran, that's got to count as Amal Salih. Right? So it's not very complicated. It's very simple. But it takes an effort. If you just live, there's no neutral as far as Allah is concerned. He created you on the fitrah. You have the highest standing. But then after that, there's no neutral. If you're not doing anything about it, you're going to slowly go down, 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 down until you're the lowest of the low. And it's simple. Believe, take care of your iman, and take care of some amal salih. Allah concludes that sentence, فَلَهُمْ أَجْرٌ غَيْرُ مَمْنُونَ. Ajrun is new. We're going to see it a few times. Ajrun is a word for reward.
Just like
It also means pay.
yeah.
What about فَلَهُمْ?
for him. For them.
فَلَهُمْ has the fa that's here in the reference sheets. Then, and then lahum is a combination of la over here, 204, and then hum
Them.
up here, them. Then for them, meaning they will have. Then they will have أجر غير ممنون. غير. غير is also in the reference sheets. غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. Not, other than. غير ممنون. So this reward is going to be not ممنون, cut off, non-stop, non-ending. And so the translation will have a non-ending reward. This is actually an adjective. It's a very special case of adjective. غير ممنون. So this is a bit advanced, but I'll show you. The word أجر, sorry, the background of what I'm about to explain is that when you have a word describing something, it has to match. So you have al-waswasi, al-khannasi. You have as-sirata, al-mustaqima. So al, kasrati n, fathati n, fathati n. This have to match. Here you have ajrun. But the adjective is a composed word of two words. It's made of two words. So the u sound of ajrun is matching in the u of ghayru. And the tanween of ajrun is matching in the tanween of mamnoon. But then the mamnoon is a kasra because of the form of this word, ghayru mamnoon, because of ghayru it has to have a kasra. So this is a bit of an advanced case of mawsuf sifa, it's called in Arabic. فَمَا يُكَذِّبُكَ بَعْدُ بِالدِّينِ. Ba'du, let's look for ba'du. It's right there in the same section. Ba'du, See it? Right in the middle. Ba'du. After. When you have the word after, it's expected that there's something else coming. Like after Salah, after Maghrib, after Eid. Right? After something. What is the word after in English? What does it become if that's the last word in the sentence? If you want to use the word after, but it's the last one it's the last word in your sentence. I will come after. How do you say it? Afterwards. Afterwards means after something that's not being mentioned, right? So ba'd actually either means after or afterwards. Afterwards in this case, because bid-din goes with yukadhibu. فَمَا يُكَذِّبُكَ بَعْدُ بِالدِّينِ is a question. What is making you deny afterwards bid-din? Religion. What is making you deny religion afterwards? Meaning, now that you know about this, now that you know that all you have to do, that you were born on the fitrah, and that all you have to do is iman and a little bit of good deeds, and you will keep that fitrah alive and you'll be in the best standing, how could you deny that there is any deen, that there's any accountability, religion? Got it? أَلَيْسَ اللَّهُ بِأَحْكَمِ الْحَاكِمِينَ. This is a special word, laysa,
That's
translate as is not.
no.
So it's a verb in Arabic, it conjugates, but it's one of the negation words. Alaysa Allah. Is Allah not?
The best.
So Allah is the subject of laysa. Is Allah not? Ahkamil hakimin.
Best of the
So there's two meanings of hakam, or these three letters. Hakam. Allah is Hakim. Allah is the all wise. But Hakim is also a judge. So isn't Allah the most wise of all judges? The most wise of all those who have wisdom, or the most wise of all judges? So something is worth mentioning here is the B of bid-din. We don't translate it. Otherwise it would make it, then what makes you deny afterwards with religion? That's a bit strange. So the B doesn't translate. It just goes with yukadhibu in Arabic. We had that already in Surah Al-Ma'un. أَرَأَيْتَ الَّذِي يُكَذِّبُ بِالدِّينِ. The one who denies religion. We don't say denies with religion. Okay? Good?
So it's like the ba silent.
Yeah, it's the bad. I mean, you say it when you recite.
Yeah.
That's the way it works in Arabic, but we don't translate it. We ignore it.
There
Hmm?
Is it ruling for that?
No, it's just when you go from one language to another, some things are said differently. So in Arabic, the word deny goes with the B. In English, we don't use the B. There's other examples. We'll see them as we find them. So I gave you the example, I think, in need of something. Well, in Arabic, you don't say in need of, you say in need to. So you might hear Arabic speakers, they'll say in need to Allah. I'm in need to Allah. But we don't say it like that in English, we say in need of Allah. So from one language to another, there might be some small changes like this in the preposition.
Can you just explain this one? Mama, you guys did like, what did you explain this?
So ba'du is afterwards.
No, I mean, say like, now you know that you have to live
Yes.
like this.
So afterwards means after hearing this,
After he,
after understanding this, then why would you deny it? Yes. Afterwards means Allah is not saying after what. So that's what it implies. After this. And even the word ba'du, it's interesting that Arabs use it when they're using it like in debate or a rhetorical question. You might be talking about something, and somebody tells you you know that this happened, or this is important, or this and that and the other, and the person might say, وَبَعْدُ, and then, like, what about it? Ba'du is used in the rhetorical sense. Ba'du meaning, okay, what about it?
What else?
So that's it relates to that. What makes you deny? Like now, have you heard what I just said? What makes you deny religion now? That have you heard what I just said? And like we said, deen is not just religion. Accountability. That there is a way of life you should live by that you'll be held accountable for. How could you deny knowing that you were created in the best way, and that if you just stay neutral, you're just going to slide back? Now that you know this, how could you think that there's no accountability? So the last ayah is a question, which means when you finish that, when you recite it, you should actually answer the question. أَلَيْسَ اللَّهُ بِأَحْكَمِ الْحَاكِمِينَ? What's the way to answer? Isn't Allah the most wise of all judges? What's the way to answer in English? I mean, you could just make it one word, or just a small. What's the quickest way to answer? Isn't Allah the most wise of all judges?
Allah is the
Allah is. Yes, He is, right? How do you say yes, He is in Arabic? You use the word bala. Of course. So you can just say bala, and that's it. Bala means of course. Yeah, of course He is. So if the sentence was if the sentence implies something that's not the case, and you say bala, actually this is complicated, so we're not going to get into that. We'll just look at it when we have. There's another surah that ends like this with a question, so we should also use the word bala in that surah. If you wanted to make it a complete sentence, I believe this is from the hadith, or at least from the Sahaba, that they would answer bala wa ana shahid, and I witness that yes, He is the most wise of all judges. Wallahu a'lam. Let's go ahead and do Surah Iqra. Bismillah. Iqra. Read.
I think we did this
It was part of the workshop, but we didn't write anything.
Yes.
You wrote, that's fine. Read. It'll be a good refresher. Bismi. Be
With the name
with the name Rabbika,
of Allah.
name of your master. Bismi Rabbika, the name of your master. الذي خلق,
Who created
who created. خلق الإنسان من علقة, created the human being from a clot. اقرأ, read. وربك الأكرم, and your Lord is al-Akram. And so I'll write the whole word that I like to use. Most full of goodness. Oops. Most full of goodness. So when you say Ramadan Kareem, Ramadan full of goodness. When you say the Quran Kareem, Quran full of goodness.
Kareem in
When you
goodness.
say Akhi Kareem, my brother full of goodness. Now if you say noble, then noble Ramadan is like, okay, what does it mean? Noble Ramadan. Noble Quran, yeah. Noble brother, noble friend, generous. Generous is for people. Kareem means generous for people. Generous means full of goodness. So I like the word full of goodness because it works across the board. الذي علم بالقلم, the one who taught. So ilm is knowledge. علم with the shadda means teach, taught with the pen. علم الإنسان ما لم يعلم, taught the human being what he did not know. كلا, no, or nay. إن الإنسان ليطغى, the human being rebels. With the lam in front of يطغى, what does that do? لا يطغى, emphasis. The human being keeps on rebelling. How so? Why does Allah say that the human being keeps on rebelling? رآه استغنى. He sees him feeling free of need. Istaghna, we saw a word like it before, but it's still worth writing it. Free of need. رآه استغنى. He saw him free of need. Or either he saw himself free of need, or Allah saw him feeling free of need. In the workshop, we discussed how Allah taught everything, yet people don't feel like they need Allah. That's interesting. People don't feel that they need Allah, and as a result, they rebel, they transgress, they do all sorts of things that go against the best way in which they were created. They go against the fitrah, the natural disposition, the natural balance that Allah has put in all creation. And the human being is the highest of all those creations. He's the one who's supposed to be in charge of the rest of creation. And he breaks up the balance, he transgresses the balance that Allah has created things with. Why? Because he feels he doesn't need Allah. I don't need to follow any instructions. I can handle things myself. I have a brain. I can figure out life. I can figure out what I need to do. Inna ila rabbika ruj'a. We said the ruj'a,
Return.
return. Inna lillah wa inna ilayhi raji'un. Indeed, to your Lord is the return. أَرَأَيْتَ الَّذِي يَنْهَى. Have you seen the one who, when we did this surah before, we boxed these two words. Yanha, stops. He stops, abadan, a slave, إِذَا صَلَّى, when he prays. Who's the slave?
Bilal.
Muhammad.
Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam.
Who's the one who stops him?
Abu Jahl.
Abu Jahl. Have we seen the one who stops a slave when he prays? So this is one sentence. أَرَأَيْتَ, again, have you seen? إِن كَانَ عَلَى الْهُدَى, if he was on guidance. أو أمر. أمر means command. We're about to see it again in a few minutes. Let's box it, because we're about to see it again. Or commanded taqwa. How do we translate taqwa? Righteousness, God-fearing.
Right.
Well, this is another one. Amara bit taqwa. We don't really translate the with, even though you could. Amara bit taqwa. Could you say amara taqwa? I don't think so. Amara bit taqwa, yes. But it also implies that he commands good things because he has taqwa.
Orders with righteousness.
Yeah, with his righteousness, he commands righteousness. أَرَأَيْتَ إِن كَذَّبَ وَتَوَلَّى. Have you seen instead if he was كَذَّبَ?
Lie.
Denies. Denies and turns away.
Abu Jahl.
So like we said in the workshop, these two, رَأَيْتَ, is the messenger saw the potential of Abu Jahl. The messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He made dua for one of the two Umar. And Abu Jahl, his name was Amr ibn Hisham. So he was one of the two that the messenger made dua for. Or at least that's what our tradition tells us. So Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the messenger, he saw the potential of Abu Jahl. He saw the potential that if this man was following guidance and was commanding people to do righteousness, to be righteous, instead of all his, his show, his political games, his propaganda. Instead, if he was actually trying to command people to fix the society, then he would be such a strong leader. He would be such a strong support for Islam, for the betterment of society. He would have been Umar ibn Khattab. So what if he was on guidance and commanded taqwa? Basically, Allah is telling us, if he was that person, then Umar ibn Khattab shows us what he would have been. Because the messenger made the dua for both of them. So Allah doesn't need to say or explain what would have happened if Abu Jahl was following the guidance. Umar ibn Khattab showed us what would have happened if Abu Jahl had followed the guidance. He would have been that one. SubhanAllah. What if, on the other hand, he denied and turned away? The Prophet ﷺ was able to see that this man was going to be the most vicious enemy of Islam if he never accepted it, if he kept denying and turning away from the message. And indeed, Abu Jahl was the one who rallied everybody for Badr. And before that, attempted the assassination or made the plot for the assassination of the Prophet ﷺ. All of that was Abu Jahl's making. أَلَمْ يَعْلَمْ? Did he not know? بِأَنَّ اللَّهَ يَرَى.
Or Allah sees.
That Allah sees. So you just connected like this. Did he not know that Allah sees? كَلَّا. No way. What's this in word? What does in mean? Let's go find it in the reference sheets. Yusuf.
Yes.
You're Yusuf. So I forgot your brother's name. Zayd. What's in? If. Over here. So it comes 3 times in the same surah. If. Have you seen if he was in guidance? Have you seen if he denied and turned away? No way. If he lam yantahi. What was yanha?
Transgress.
No, transgresses yataha.
Stop.
Stops. What did he stop? He was stopping Prophet ﷺ from praying when he was praying. So yantahi also means stop. But this one is not stopping somebody. If he doesn't stop, if he doesn't quit what he's doing, we will drag him by the forelock. A lying, sinful forelock. فَلْيَدْعُ. Let him call. So yad'u means call. And Nadia, well, I'm not going to write anything because it might be confusing. Nadia means call out loud. His Nadia means the people that he can call out loud. His following, his posse, his social group, his followers on YouTube. whoever follows him or whoever is under his influence, that's his Nadia. Let him call his Nadia. Why does Allah say this? Because Abu Jahl was threatening the Prophet ﷺ. Don't pray here, I'm going to kill you. You have nobody to protect you. I have all of Mecca. Abu Jahl was the most influential young leader of Mecca. So he was threatening the Prophet based on the fact that the Prophet is an orphan. He doesn't have a very big clan. And his clan, Abu Jahl, is much bigger and he has the most influence. So he was telling him basically, I can get the whole city against you. Who's going to protect you? He was threatening him based on his own group. So Allah says, yeah, you have the biggest support. Go ahead, call your group. سَنَدْعُ الزَّبَانِيَةَ. We will call law enforcement. We'll call security. So bring it on. Bring whoever you have to bring. You'll see. كَلَّا. No way. لَا تُطِعْهُ. تُطِع means obey. Don't obey him. Does Prophet Muhammad need to be told, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, don't obey Abu Jahl? No. He doesn't need to be told not to obey him. Sallallahu alaihi wasallam. That's because the word tuti' means anything as tiny as it may be that might lead to obedience. So Adam alayhi salam, they didn't just obey Shaitan. Shaitan came and said, hey, apple? Oh, apple. No, that's not how it worked, right? It took, we don't know how long it took. It took very long of Iblis just trying and pushing and trying and pushing again and again and again. And slowly but surely, Adam got slowly influenced. At first, he was like, no. But then slowly, Iblis got under his skin. Or started making him question. Or, made him shaky. So, tuti' means anything, even as tiny as it might be. Don't even listen to him. Don't let any of his words make you change your perception. Don't let any of his words affect your thinking or your heart or your emotions. Don't let it get under your skin. Don't let him make you rethink anything. Don't even ignore him completely. So that's why Allah says, لا تطيعه. Wasjud instead, make sujood. Waqtarib means get near. Qarib, near. So keep getting near to Allah Azza wa Jal. And Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, because this is talking about the Prophet. MashaAllah, we did a whole page. Any question? So this is sujood al-tilawa. We're just explaining the words. So it's not a fiqhi sujood. You don't have to make sujood. But it's good to make sujood. No problem. Any question? Bismillah.
Bismillah.
Inna anzalnahu fi laylatil qadr. We haven't seen anzalna yet, but we can guess the word. Because the words are very easy in this surah. Inna, indeed. Don't look it up, don't look it up. Try to guess the word. Inna,
Indeed.
fi,
In
in laylatil qadr.
Night of power.
A night of power. Yes. So what is it? Anzalnahu. What happened on the night of power?
the Quran was
You
revealed.
sent
Sent. Revelation. Tanzeel, revelation. So I'm going to write two things. Sent down / revealed. What about the who? It's not dark. It's not bold. Anzalna, who? Revealed him? What did Allah reveal on Laylatul Qadr?
Quran.
The Quran. So indeed we revealed it, or we sent it down in Laylatul Qadr. This is an interesting surah because that's the first sentence. Usually when you have a pronoun, it refers to something that was already mentioned. So for example here, ra'ahu. The who refers back to the human being. What was the other one? There was another who. I thought there was another.
I think it's the Allahu.
Oh, radadnahu.
ثم
This refers to the human being that was already mentioned. It would be strange if Allah says, لَقَدْ خَلَقْنَاهُ فِي. Well, who's he that Allah created in the best form? Right? So here, what is it that Allah sent down? Allah doesn't even mention it to show how obvious it is that He's talking about the Quran. The Quran should be such a big deal that there's no need to say what did Allah send down. It's obvious. Indeed, we sent it down in Laylatul Qadr. وَمَا أَدْرَاكَ مَا. Have you seen this before? What does وَمَا أَدْرَاكَ مَا mean?
and what?
And what? أدراك ما.
What will tell you?
What will tell you? What could give you any idea? So al-Qari'ah, what could give you any
Night.
idea? Or at the end of the surah. Hawiyah, what could give you any idea? What is Hawiyah? It is a fire.
Fire.
So back to al-Qadr. وَمَا أَدْرَاكَ مَا لَيْلَةُ الْقَدْرِ. What could give you an idea? What is
Right?
Laylatul Qadr? Laylatul Qadr خير من ألف شهر. All of you know this already by concept, but look at the words. The night of power, خير من ألف
Right.
شهر.
1,000
Thousand,
share nights.
1,000 months. What does the sentence say? Laylatul Qadri خير من ألف شهر. The night of power, what about it?
Better than.
Better than. Yes. Oh, I didn't leave space. 1,000 months. Better than. I'm using parentheses because I didn't leave space. So khayr means good. خير من means better than. So this is another example of a preposition that's different. In English, we don't say better from. In Arabic, they say better from, right? So from one to the other, you change the preposition. One language to the other. So Allah is not saying that the night of power is 1,000 months. It's better than 1,000 months.
Better.
People count it 83 years, right? But no, Laylatul Qadr is better than that.
This qadar is power or its value? Like
Let's write it down.
it's a night of value, right?
Qadr means power. It means decree.
So this night is
It means honor.
this night is power because of revelation, or it's a night that is confusion.
Yeah, all of them. Allah chose this night even before He sent the Quran.
Yeah.
So honor. And you were saying honor meaning value, right? And when we translated it the first time in the workshop, we said measure. Allah precisely measured everything that He created. So all of these meanings are included in Qadr. فَقَدَرْنَا فَنِعْمَ الْقَادِرُونَ regarding the 9 months.
Qadar being precious.
Precious.
Something a high
Yes.
value.
Yes. على قدر الإمكان. To whatever level you can. The most you can is على قدر الإمكان. Yeah, precious. Yeah, I don't know what sentence, but I'm sure that the Arabs use it also for precious.
The night that has a high value.
Yeah,
or
high
a
value.
precious night.
Precious night, mashallah. So it's better than 1,000 months. تنزلوا. Have you seen this word before?
نزل.
نزل. أنزلناه. Sorry, my line is hiding the alif.
Descend. تنزل.
Revelation and reveal.
Yeah, but what does this sentence mean now? تنزل الملائكة والروح.
But when talk about first time, it was talking about Quran, and this time talking about angels
Angels.
coming down,
What are the angels doing?
coming down.
They're coming down. So look at this. We haven't done it for a while. I mean, we actually did it today. الملائكة. When I put a bubble, what do I do after that? Arrow going to what?
The تنزل.
Next.
تنزلوا. What does it mean that I put a bubble and arrow?
Subject.
Subject. The angels are the ones doing تنزلوا. As well as روح. روح is also doing تنزلوا. See that? Yusuf, you never got a booklet? You're sharing? So what are the angels? Who's Ruh? What is Ruh? Jibreel alayhi salam. Ruh literally means the spirit. But it's referring to Jibreel alayhi salam. So what about them? Angels and Jibreel?
Coming down.
They come down. So anzal, send down.
Send down.
Tanazzal, come down.
Come.
Yes. And there's another for come down is nazal. وبالحق أنزلناه وبالحق نزل. Nazal just means come down. Tanazzal means that the angels and Angel Jibreel, or the angels, they keep coming in Laylatul Qadr. It's a rush hour traffic for the angels. And the angels is filled with, the earth is filled with angels. Tanazzal. Okay, فيها
In
In it.
in it,
it.
in the Laylatul Qadr. بإذن ربهم,
With the permission.
With permission of Allah.
of their Lord, with the permission of their Lord. بإذن, permission, or with permission. من كل أمر. Let's go word by word. من, from, كل,
Complete.
كل, where's كل? كل is over here. Every.
Every.
أمر, we can put a box. We saw it across the page. أمر, It's command.
Command.
From every command. What does that mean? They come down, the angels, with the permission of their Lord, from every command. Interesting. It's an interesting way to phrase it. It should be they come down with every command, right? That's one interpretation. That the angels come down Laylatul Qadr and that they bring down all the decrees for the year. It's the Laylatul Qadr, the night of decree. So everything that's about to happen for the year, they come down and they bring it. Right? سلام هي حتى مطلع الفجر. Salam,
Peace.
everybody knows. Peace. Here, literally she, but it's it because it's Laylatul Qadr. Peace, it is. So we can add the word is. It is peace. حتى مطلع الفجر. Until
Fajr, dawn.
the coming up.
Appearance.
Sunrise.
Literally, مطلع means طلع means to come up. So it's not only used for the sun or the moon. It's also used for other things that come up. Peace it is until the coming up of Fajr. Meaning, not the adhan of Fajr,
Dawn.
the moment where the sun actually comes up from the horizon. That's how long Laylatul Qadr. Because Islamically speaking, the night lasts until the adhan of Fajr. But Laylatul Qadr is special. It lasts for another hour, at least, until the sun actually comes up from the horizon.
Until sunrise.
Yeah, sunrise. Not just Fajr, sunrise.
Sunday is like.
Yep.
Well,
And the min can be understood a little better if you put it together with this sentence like this. من كل أمر سلام هي حتى مطلع الفجر. If you recite it like this.
Down from the order of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. From the permission of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
No. From every command, every situation, every affair, it is peace. من كل أمر سلام هي. Whatever Allah has decreed, it will be peace. So Laylatul Qadr is a means to not just get Allah to decree things for the year, but also for the things that you want Allah to decree. When you make dua, you're making dua, and that will allow whatever Allah has decreed for you to be peace,
peace.
to go well throughout the whole year. SubhanAllah. So I think we should probably end here. Inshallah. Continue Surah al-Bayyinah next week.
Inshallah.
Any questions about these three surahs? I want everybody to go ahead and use the recordings. I want this to be a refresher, that it solidifies the concepts, and use the recordings to study the surah as well. The goal is for you to really be able to connect with the Quran. If we're able to do more than a page like this every week, then within the end of the year, you'll be good with the whole Quran. Inshallah. But make sure you also use the recordings to solidify. Inshallah. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك.
Jazakallah.
Jazakallah.